What's up? My name is Aaron, and I help women attract their dream relationships and also stay in their dream relationships because it's not only about finding the man and attracting him, it's about making him want to be with you and grow with you in a high value, dynamic relationship. So, I'm going to go through a document to explain this very clearly, and I'm going to show you how you can bring value into a man's life. Because for the most part, we always, as a society, tend to think, how can a man bring more value to a woman? Which is important, but a relationship is a two-way street, and if both parties are bringing value, then it's going to be an incredible experience. All right, so this is the document where I'm going to walk through how you can actually bring value to a relationship. Now, this is like some serious stuff right here. If you even apply one of the things that I teach you, men are going to be so much more impressed with how you carry yourself and the kind of value you bring into a relationship. Because what I want you to do is I want you to think less of like you're making his life better. I want you to think like you are making the joint relationship better, which is better for you. And so the better he is and for the relationship, the better it is for you as well and for him, and vice versa. So I think there's a perception of like, oh, if I'm doing all this, what is he bringing to the table? That's the wrong mentality. You're bringing value together, and a relationship is like a separate entity from you by yourself and him by himself. So you're coming together and you're adding like this perfect mix of hot and cold or like light and day. It's like the polarity in a relationship is what keeps the attraction. So let me kind of walk you through this over here. So everyone talks about how men need to lead, provide, and protect, but the truth is a relationship only works when both bring value, right? So let's talk about what that actually looks like. I'm going to be going through all these things one at a time. So take a notepad out and whatever's relevant to you, save it. Okay? So, number one, peace is the thing that you hear all the time. People always say, bring peace to the man, right? And this is true, but they don't really tell you what that means. So, peace isn't about never speaking up, it's about how you handle your emotions. Now, as a woman, you're going to be more emotional than a man. Like you hear that a lot, but what does that mean? There's like the logical side of the brain, there's an emotional side of the brain. Typically, men on average are more logically based, typically, and then women are more emotionally based, which means you're more in the spiritual realm, you're more about intuitiveness, and he's more about like, all right, one plus one is two, like, how are we getting there? And the woman is more like, well, I feel like we should take a bus. It just feels better. And for the most part, women are smarter with that stuff. Anyways, I don't want to go on a tangent. So a couple of things you can do is slow down before reacting. I want you to shift your mindset from reacting in a situation to responding. And the difference is if, let's say, I'm getting a parking ticket and my dream self is someone that is abundant in life. If I'm abundant, I'm going to look at the parking ticket and be like, cool, I'll pay for this in a bit. Whereas if I'm reactive, I'm going to be like, oh my God, here we go again. So when something happens in your life or in the relationship, try not to react. Try to take a second, take a deep breath, and say, how would the high value, ideal version of myself respond in this situation? And the more you practice that, the better you get. Okay? The next thing is don't attack, assume, or shut down. When you do that, you're kind of making it hard on yourself. You're shooting yourself in the foot. Always remember, don't take anything personally. Anything somebody does towards you is a projection of their own emotions, feelings, and attitude to themselves. So always carry yourself in a manner that represents high value, high quality, okay? Communicate clearly. Here's what I felt, here's what I need. Instead of trying for him to magically know exactly what's on your mind, men, for lack of a better word, are simple creatures. We are going to respond to how you teach us to respond. So if you say, I didn't really like the way you did that, I just want to let you know, we're going to be like, okay, so she doesn't like when I hug her friend in a certain way. I won't do it again. Very simple. If they persist on doing that, well, that's not the right guy, but you get my point. Repair quickly. So take accountability when something is off. When you do something wrong, tell them, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. It was out of line. Now, the trick is not to say sorry all the time because it dilutes the message. Say it only when you truly mean it, okay? And when you did something truly that makes you upset or makes him upset. Peace means he can relax around you, no guessing games, just honesty and calm. So if you can help him feel calm around your presence, which is your own emotional regulation, which at the end of the day goes down to your nervous system. Your nervous system is what keeps you sane, right? Anyways, number two, respect and admiration. Men crave respect the same way women crave love. This might be a new perspective for you because you need love in a relationship. Otherwise, you feel like something is wrong, right? So I want you to really think of it in the same way for him. Like, he needs respect. If he loses respect from you, the relationship is done, in my opinion. He obviously has to respect you as well. The respect has to be a two-way thing that's always there. Let me actually just make this a little bit bigger. Okay, that's better. So speak to him like you trust him. And if you don't trust him, then don't be with him. Simple as that. You want to be in a relationship where you trust the person, you respect them, you look up to them, you're proud of them, you're excited about them, and they should feel the same thing about you. That's what I think is a good relationship. Appreciate effort, not just the results that he has. So you see him trying, say, like, thank you for being you. Thank you for doing your best. Let's say he plans a date and it didn't go as planned. Don't take it so seriously because it's not about the results, but what he actually did to make it happen or try to make it happen. Let him lead where he's strong. So let's say for me, I'm not the best with directions. So if I'm on a date or if I'm with a friend, I'm going to be honest and say, hey, listen, can you take care of directions? Because I'll get lost. You know what I mean? But when it comes to, like, socializing or making sure everything is smooth, I'm pretty good at that stuff. So let him lead in the situations where he is good at leading. And in the things that you're better at, just take care of that. And he should, have his ego to the side and let you actually do that. Offer your perspective without trying to control. Now, I see a lot of women, especially women that are really in their masculine energy, they tend to try to enforce things, like enforce rules, like, no, we're going to do it this way, right? It doesn't feel good for you and it doesn't feel good for him. Unless you're a very masculine woman and you enjoy being that and you're with a feminine man, right? Like, the polarization, again, has to be there. As long as both parties aren't masculine, both parties aren't hyper feminine, it works better when there's like this balancing scale. A little admiration goes a long way. So something as simple as, like, I love the way you handle that. You stayed calm and solid. This builds polarity, like I said. It makes him want to show up even stronger. So you compliment something that you like about him. It's a simple psychological principle. You appreciate something that you like about a person, something that they did that's good for you. They're going to do it more often instead of attacking when they do something bad. Most people wait for the person to do something bad and then they'll attack them. But if you just start complimenting the things that they do well, it's going to be a lot better for you and a lot better for him. Okay? Number 3, partnership and contribution. One thing that I hear a lot from the men that I speak to, right? High value men that we sell matchmaking services to. Think of it. These guys are spending anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000 on the possibility of finding a woman like this. And I'm giving you the answers. So don't forget. Anyways, partnership and contribution. One thing that they always mention is, like, I want a high value partner. I want a partnership. I'm not looking for just a girl. I'm looking for a partner in life. So if you can switch your mindset to thinking, how can I be this person's partner? How can they help me and how can I help them? It's going to be a game changer for you. You're going to attract way better men that are more high value. So they bring structure, right? You bring rhythm, you bring support. Especially if you want to be in a relationship where you look up to the guy, you want to support him on his journey. You want to guide him. If you give him your perspective, he might change course, but it's always going to be for the benefit of both of you guys. This helps reduce chaos, helps him become organized and not reactive, right? If you can do these 3 things, you'll be good. Take ownership of something. So whether it's planning something, social life, health, or home, if he's gotten the business taken care of, if he's gotten payments taken care of, for example, you can be like, all right, well, let's socialize with this couple and this person. Let's sit down and plan that. Or if you're good at planning, like, trips, vacations, a man loves when you do that. For me, when I'm in a relationship, I want to pay for everything, but I would love for my woman to take care of hotels, flights, and usually you'll do a better job than he will at that sort of stuff. And if he's got an assistant, well, even better. You don't even have to worry about that. But he appreciates that stuff. And it sounds like or it feels like you would appreciate it too, from my experiences with women in the past and speaking to other men. And this is a really big thing, right? This is something that's very rare when it comes to women. Not rare, I would say. I go, it's in a relationship, right? In a low value relationship. When you bring a problem, try to bring a solution as well. So think of, okay, what are some solutions to this issue that I found? Something came up, maybe we can do this, maybe we can do that. So when you come up to him and say, hey, babe, there's a problem. I'm thinking we can do this or this. What do you think? He might have a different solution, but he also might take one of your suggestions, okay? So example is like, here are two ideas. I prefer this one. What do you think? Right? If you can do that, he's going to be more confident in your ability to think critically. And everything you do is unconsciously teaching him who you are in life. So if he sees that you're that kind of person, you're solution oriented, he's going to know when you're by yourself, she can take care of herself too. But you could also always call him if you ever need, right? That's a partnership right there. Maturity, initiative. You need this on both sides. Number 4, affection, intimacy, and play. Men feel love through affection, softness, and playfulness. When a woman takes life so seriously, takes themselves so seriously, it gets kind of unpeaceful, let's just say. Peace is like when a man can just kind of flow with you, when he can put his guard down after a long day's work, make some jokes with you, feeling like he doesn't have to walk on eggshells when he speaks to you. Like I've been in relationships in the past where if I say the wrong thing, she's getting upset. And then I got to think like, okay, how can I bring this to her without making her upset? And that's not the way to live. You want to be your authentic self. And I think that makes good sense, right? If anything doesn't make sense, by the way, leave a comment in the comment box down below, and I'm going to get back to everybody. So touch him often, smile, flirt, right? This also is important. First, understand his love language. If his love language is not physical touch, it might not be a huge deal. But for me, for example, if I'm in a relationship, it's a very touchy relationship because it's affection. And if, like, let's say a couple of days go by, we don't touch each other, I'm like, okay, something is wrong here for both sides. You don't have to stop flirting if you're in a relationship. You want to actually flirt more. So inside jokes, repeating certain things that happened that were funny, just play with them. Don't be afraid to play. Bring light energy and laughter. And this has to do with how you feel in your life. So if you're not light in your life, it's going to be harder to kind of do that yourself with him, right? Initiate intimacy sometimes. So this makes him feel wanted. A lot of the times in relationships, men are the ones that are always doing the pursuing when it comes to, going into the bedroom. But once in a while, like if you actually feel like it, don't be afraid to start kissing him, start rubbing his back, start being intimate in that way too, because that makes us feel way better. It makes us feel like we actually are desired by our women, which is everything. A lot of cheating happens when a man doesn't feel desired and when a woman doesn't feel desired after a long period of time. So you want to obviously completely cut that option out. You want to make him know that you do care about him, you do find him attractive, you do want to be with him. Sometimes we forget that we have to actually say these things or show these things for them to understand. Keep phones away during quality time. I think this is a general rule for relationships that you want to have in your life. Like, don't make the phone a bigger deal than the relationship itself. Let's say you're on a date and you're spending time on your phone or he's spending time on your phone. It's like disrespectful. So when you have a moment together, cherish the moment. Be with him. Be present. It's not about being perfect. It's about creating energy that feels good to be around. Simple as that, right? Number 5. This is a misconception that a lot of women have, is that I don't want to be feminine because it makes me weak. It couldn't be further from the truth, guys. Okay? Feminine energy is some of the strongest energy in the world. It's the energy that creates life. It's the energy that makes the world move forward and progress. It's why men want to do anything. It's why men build towers. It's why men go to war. It's why men want to be the president, because they want to show their wife or their woman or women in the world that they're powerful, that they can do these things for admiration, right? It's a big source of inspiration for a man. It's grounded, it's magnetic. That's what it is. That's why I want you to think of yourself as a magnet for good opportunities, for successful men, for positive masculinity, okay? Because remember it this way, the masculine energy is a penetrative energy. Penetrative, right? It penetrates literally. Think about what you do in the bedroom. You're receiving, he's penetrating. So if you can be magnetic, right, then you're going to get a lot of good things in life. Not just that. You can be soft and strong at the same time, right? You don't have to be. Oh my God, messed up this formatting. Um, Thanks for your patience. Okay. You can be soft and strong at the same time. You don't have to be hard all the time to feel like you're strong. You can be a soft leader. You can be someone that gets her way without having to raise a voice, right? Ask for what you want directly without testing or nagging. Nagging is not going to work for you. Testing is something you're going to do as a woman naturally, even unconsciously, and that's fine. A man should be able to handle that. But ask for what you want directly, right? Don't try to. I speak to a lot of women that say, but I don't know, like he should know this or he should know that. No, no, no. Men are different than women. Just tell them what you want. Hold boundaries calmly. If plans change last minute, for example, you got a date with a guy. Let's say you're not even in a relationship with him. Just say, I'll do my own thing and we can reconnect later. All good. But you're kind of letting him know that, like, yeah, I'm not going to tolerate this again. Like, let's just try to be a little bit more thorough next time, right? You kind of have to teach him how you want him to behave around you too. And never punish, communicate clearly. Very important. This is high self-worth energy. It commands respect without control, okay? Almost done here. Number 6, growth and shared mission. Healthy couples grow together, not necessarily trying to reach the same goals, but they're going in the same direction. Some couples are going in the opposite direction, where it's just bad, angry, upset, negative. Try to grow in the positive direction. It's going to make it more fun for both of y'all. So set goals as a team. Health, money, travel, personal growth, relationships. I would recommend you get together, right? Sit down, have an intimate moment, light a candle, put some nice music on, and talk about your goals in a fun way. What do you want to achieve this month? What do you want to achieve this month? What are some goals that we have together? This will really want him to stay in the relationship. It'll want you to stay in the relationship, and it'll create this level of motivation for both of you guys. Okay? Celebrate progress together. If you guys reach one of your goals, go on a date. Do something you both want to do. Have fun, right? Watch a movie or something. Learn together. So reading a book together is a great idea because you might both have different takeaways. You can have conversations about that. Take a challenge together, right? Run a marathon together. Have deeper talks. Keep evolving individually as your own units, but also as a together unit. So again, I like to think of relationships as like bank accounts, right? The relationship you have with yourself, it's a bank account. Is it going up or is it going down? With another person, are you investing into the bank account? Are you putting deposits or are you always taking withdrawals? Think about that. You don't have to be the same person forever, but you do need to grow in a similar direction. Very, very important. So what are some practical pieces of advice that you can actually take from this? On Sundays, do a check-in, right? Plans, priorities, finances, whatever you guys want to talk about. Do a little check-in together. How are we together in the relationship? How do you feel? How did you feel this week? Was it okay? Great. 2 dates per week. Ideally, it's at least once, but 2 dates is even better. So one fun could be like go out, I don't know, go-karting or something, right? Or to a new restaurant. One romantic could be like stay at home, candles, right? Massage each other, coconut oil. I don't know. Do something fun or romantic in this case. One shared growth activity. So read a book together, take a class together, or do a project together, whether it's, interior design in the house or something. Daily appreciation. Give him a flirty moment. Let him know that you're actually into him. I love when you do that. You're so cute this way, or blah, blah, blah. One act of service, something that makes their day a little bit easier. Ideally, they're doing the same thing for you on their side, but make his coffee in the morning, make a breakfast, pack his lunch, whatever it is, it's going to be appreciated. This is simple, practices polarity, and there's less friction. What bringing peace actually looks like: fewer repetitive arguments, faster repair after tension, so it's not like a 1 week period where you've gone to an argument and now you're just upset. More appreciation, less criticism. You want to always appreciate more than you criticize. And this is for yourself too, by the way, because the world is a mirror in relationships. Clear communication. So this is a skill we can all improve on. Be more clear about something. Have those tough conversations. He leads more because he feels safe and respected. So if you want your man to be a leader, let him be a leader by doing all these things, okay? Some common mistakes to avoid: trying to fix him instead of trusting him. Everybody should be focused on their own growth. And if you trust a person that they're going to be doing that, then he will grow properly. He should, at least. Withholding love to gain control, it's not worth it. If you feel like you have to withhold your love, then probably not the right relationship or strategy that you're using. Letting emotions run every conversation. Sure, you could be a really emotional person, but there has to be logic involved, at least a bit, right? So try to think about these things before you actually confront them. Like, let's say you're having a tough conversation. Think about the worst case scenario, the best case scenario, and the most likely case scenario. So you have all ideas in your mind, and then go with a clear mind to initiate that conversation. And expecting him to just know what you want. This is not how it works. A man does not just know what you want for the most part. No matter how high their EQ is, you always want to let him know how you feel, okay? So say what you mean what you say, stay grounded. Summary: a high-value woman brings calm, clarity, and connection. She's nurturing without losing self-respect. She leads with softness, not control. And that's what makes a man want to protect, provide, and lead. It truly makes him want to do those things for you. Not because he has to, but because life just feels better with you in it. And one big takeaway I want you to take from this is a man is only going to want to be in a relationship with you if his life with you is better than his life by himself. Meaning, in this moment that I'm spending here by myself, a relationship would be a good relationship if I actually would rather her be here with me than me be here by myself. Does that make sense? So think of it that way. And this isn't about being a pick-me, right? It's about being the kind of woman a masculine man naturally commits to because her presence adds peace, power, and purpose to his life. Thank you. If you like this kind of content, if you want more help from me in a group setting with other like-minded women, our community is growing. At this point, we just hit 31 members. Really happy about that. So if you want to join this community, then the link is in the description down below. Otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I really appreciate you watching this. Take care.